This is Dave Stubbs of the Montreal Gazette with Ken Warren from the Ottawa Citizen, coming to you from the Bell Centre in the hours before the Canadiens take on the Ottawa Senators for a resumption of the Battle of Highway 417. Ken, the Canadiens come in here tonight riding a 4-game losing streak. They have not lost 4 in a row in about 22 months. They have not lost 5 straight, assuming they lose a 5th tonight, and Habs fans do not want to assume that, since the Randy Cunneyworth era. So the busiest place in Montreal today are not the shopping center parking lots, the malls. It's the window ledges where Habs fans have gathered, ready to take the high dive if the Habs lose a 5th straight. So maybe a little bit about the Senators, how they're going, and what you expect from them tonight.
Well, this is the tail end of a long road trip. They've started in New York. They went to Florida. They're coming up here. They're 1-2 on the road trip. They played fairly well on this trip, but some defensive breakdowns. That's the big issue for them, and it's been the issue all year. They've scored enough goals. They're third in the league in scoring goals. Mike Hoffman has been very impressive. He has 15 goals. And the story in their back end has been Greg Anderson, who will make his 14th straight start. He's been very, very solid. Andrew Hammond is dealing with concussion problems and could be back next week, but they haven't had a legitimate backup for 3 weeks here.
And the funny thing is, too, with Montreal, when Carey Price went down, and I think this is the 8th consecutive game he misses tonight, the Canadiens obviously have some injury issues with Price out. Gallagher is out for a long term as well. Devontae Smith-Pelly is out. Torrey Mitchell is out, so the Canadiens have been throwing some rookies, some farmhands in there. The thing of it is, with the Habs, with this slump, is that it hasn't been the goaltending. They've only scored 7 goals in their last 4 games, so where they were going at about a 3.5 goal per game pace, they are less than 2 goals per game now in their last 4. So it hasn't been a matter of Dustin Tokarski, who played against Detroit and likely will get the start tonight, or Mike Condon, who has been really playing the lion's share of the games. It hasn't been them. It's been the guys who haven't been scoring goals. So clearly the Canadiens are hungry. They're going to break up finally Galchenyuk and Pacioretty. That experiment over 2 games didn't work. So the captain has to start scoring some goals. They need a little bit more from Tomáš Plekanec. They need more from David Derenev. So the Canadiens have to obviously pick up the scoring. That said, and the fact that the Senators are going well offensively, what do the Senators have to do to try to shut down the Canadiens, and what must the Habs do to try to neutralize that scoring?
Senators, it's all about keeping the puck in the other team's end, like most teams in the NHL. They scramble a lot when they get caught in their own end. There's some questions about the depth of the Senators' defense. Patrick Weirkoch and Jared Cowan have been inconsistent. They're supposed to take on bigger roles. But when the puck is in the other end, this dynamic first line, you're going to see of Hoffman, Turris, and Bobby Ryan, I think, has been one of the best in the league in the last 2 or 3 weeks. Bobby Ryan has had a really strong addition to that line. Second line, Mark Stone is back on second line with Mika Zibanejad, and Zach Smith, who's moved up, talk about injuries, from a 4th line center position because the Senators are missing Milan McCulloch and Clark MacArthur on the left side. So they've juggled the lines a little bit, but that first line has been very impressive. And, of course, the catalyst always on the power play is Erik Karlsson.
Karlsson and Subban and Karlsson. We always hear it in Montreal. I guess I don't know if it's as big of a story down in Ottawa, but I know that Canadiens fans probably use Erik Karlsson as their primary lightning rod when it comes to the Senators. I know that it's just a matter of these 2 guys. I mean, 2 former Norris Trophy winners. Fans in Montreal think that the sun shines on PK Subban. He's sort of the sun around which everybody orbits. And obviously, Karlsson is a tremendous defenseman and does great things for the Senators. What's your take on it? Is there a Subban versus Karlsson, Karlsson versus Subban, or is that just totally overrated? No, I think so. I think on the power play, they're both generated. I think Karlsson's skating ability has really shown in the last 2-3 weeks. Of course, Subban, there's a spotlight on Subban in Ottawa. Quite frankly, it's not about Karlsson; it's about Mark Stone and the slash from the playoffs, and so that doesn't go away. But I love the emotion when these teams meet, and you feel it in the building. And there'll be some Senators fans who make the trip, obviously, down here to see this game. Do the Senators enjoy playing in this building? I know a lot of teams do. Guys say you can't help but get pumped up when you come in here. The energy, and now, I mean, there are fans as energetic as they'll be tonight. They'll also be walking on eggshells because if the Senators jump out to a quick lead here, I mean, you will feel some very nervous energy in this building.
Oh no, they love playing here. I think most hockey players do. Coming into this building, it's the energy, it's the noise, it's even before the national anthem and the excitement that gets going. But it's talk to these players and they say sometimes the crowd gets so excited it's a 2-on-2 rush and they can't figure out what's going on because the crowd is into everything that happens in the game. But no, it's a great place to be. It's a great excitement no matter who you're playing in this building.
And of course, for anyone who's on deadline tonight, be it us for our internet properties, it's a one anthem game tonight. The fans will sing the anthem as they do in Montreal when it's two Canadian teams playing. So, Ken, thanks for your time here. We'll see you up in the press box tonight, if not the dining room before. Dave Stubbs with Ken Warren from the Ottawa Citizen, and looking forward to tonight's game, and we'll catch you later.